Hey guys, so I wanted to kind of show you guys the 35mm cameras that I currently own and how I'm gonna go through this journey of comparing them side by side, two at a time, and then dial it down to my favorite, or in my opinion, the best 35mm point and shoot camera. So I have a very expensive front line, and then I have these two, and I guess also the Olympus Mu, even though it is a well-known popular camera, that are alternatives for this. I don't know if I have enough to do this pyramid scheme and then have a showdown of the best two cameras. So simply I will be going over the cameras I currently have in my collection that are 35mm, that are point and shoots. I'm just going to go over how I acquired them. I might end up selling these cameras and acquiring other cameras to compare them to, but ultimately this is the collection I have, and I will go through and let you guys know how I acquired them and how much I paid for them. And I'm more than sure you won't be able to guess how much I paid for that Contax T2. So quickly, in no particular order, just kind of how I ended up laying them out. This is the Contax TVS. I have not shot a roll with this camera. I did have the Contax TVS 3. I did not enjoy the way that had to flap down to be used, so I ended up learning about the original TVS, and I enjoy this kind of manual motion of being able to see. And then of course it has a lot of similarity to the Contax T2. I wanted to be able to have them side by side and kind of have them be a duo, I guess, when I go out and shoot. They obviously have the similar size and body, but this is a great camera. I haven't completely shot a video on it, but that will be soon. So this Contax TVS I purchased off eBay. It does have a dent here which helped reduce the price on it a lot. I ended up paying about $300 for this. I ended up offering it to them and then they approved it. I sold my Contax TVS 3 for about $350. That was always the goal. The goal was to get rid of the TVS 3 and buy the Contax TVS, the original one. I would just thought this was a lot easier to hold, a lot easier to handle than that annoying door. I could never get over how much I had to wait to unlatch or to use the camera for that door, and I just felt like that door was gonna get caught somewhere, fail, and then break. Alright, so that's the Contax TVS, and I do have a case for every single camera. I do go thrifting a lot, which is, you'll learn that I find a lot of these cameras at thrift stores, and then I do enjoy finding or going through the cases and trying to find cases that correspond with the camera. I'll talk about this. This is the Fuji DL300. I got this at a thrift store for $5. I did shoot a video on this already and I did quite enjoy the experience of it. It's pretty simple. It's a 2.8 lens, which is very easily comparable to the Contax T2. The only other one, I believe, besides the Ricoh that is a 2.8 lens and the Contax T2. I did shoot it Fuji camera, Fujifilm. I did have a comment suggest that maybe I should shoot Kodak Gold on it because it is my favorite film and what I'm used to. So in the comparison video, I will consider shooting Kodak Gold whenever I compare it to one of these cameras. I don't have a case for it. I do like the size, so you can see there. It's a little bit bigger than the Contax T2, but not by a whole lot. And it's definitely an option that people should consider instead of spending $800 or something like that for that. And then just buy one of these for less than 50 bucks off eBay, or like me, go to a thrift store and get it for $5. And that's the Fuji DL300. So next is another alternative to these expensive front line is the Ricoh FF90D. This as well, and this is why I always talk about thrift stores, this is why I always suggest thrift stores to people, is I got this at a thrift store as well, $5. I always get these cameras and I let the thrift store people, I offer them $5. I'm like, how much are these cameras? And then if they do not say $5, I will offer them $5, and most of the time I will get a yes or whatever from that employee and I will buy these cameras for $5. If not, I'll come back and ask another employee, throw the same offer, and they'll give me it for $5. This is a 2.8. I haven't shot a roll on this that wasn't expired film. I did shoot expired film and I didn't really like the results, but it didn't give it a good, I guess, comparison to anything else that I shoot, because I shot expired film on this and it wasn't that great. I don't believe there's batteries in this, but this is definitely a good alternative. You'll see in the comparison videos that I make. 2.8 Ricoh or something lens, whatever. But yeah. All right, and then we'll just go Olympus because these are the most popular cameras. I'll talk about these three last. This is the Olympus Mu. I did do a video on this as well already, and I do enjoy this camera. It is a 3.5 comparable to Yashica T, Yashica T4. The Olympus Mu Panorama. Someone asked me on my channel what the name of this camera is. So right there on there it says Olympus Mu Panorama, and then it has a panorama sticker. So this is just a stylus Mu. They named it the Panorama because you can switch this to a little P. Again, as well, I bought this at a thrift store for $2. I told them that it was broken, not working, but I still wanted to buy it, and they said sure, and then they sold it to me. So all I did was add a battery. I added some tape here because the door, it would not latch, like stay closed. I would turn it and it would open, and that was enough. That's electrical tape. And then I added some Scotch tape to the flash so that it wasn't so strong on skin and eyes or whatever I shot, and it worked great. I honestly very happy with the results I get. It has a date back for those who are interested in that, and it's very small, like it's pocketable, so you can see compared to size. I mean, it's not super small, but it's really easy to carry. I said it in my other video and I'll say it again, I just really enjoy that slide and it's ready to shoot. So open and you're ready to go. By the time that you put that to your eye after sliding, it's already ready to go. And that right there is the Olympus Panorama Mu. I do have a case for it, and again, at a thrift store there's probably a Olympus digital camera in there. So this is the Yashica T. I haven't shot a roll through it and vlogged it. One of my favorite features, or what I was told when I bought it, is that it has the same exact lens as the Yashica T4 and I believe the Yashica T2, but it does not have as the T3. The T3 is the only Yashica with a 2.8 aperture that would compare to the Yashica T2 if people want to go straight to the Carl Zeiss lenses only. I really like the feel, the look, and the handling of this camera. I do find it strange. People like this feature that the lens only opens up. I guess it's fine, like if you want to keep it clean. So it only opens the lens here when you fire it, press the button or whatever, but I just see that as a really easy failure part or functionality. They're all eventually gonna fail, so I think that's just like an easy feature to break on this camera and then cause issues. So far this is still working for me, which is great. The flash works. It does have an adjustable ISO, so unlike these you cannot, I guess on the Contax T2 you can, but you cannot overexpose or underexpose by just choosing this little dial. It's super easy. You set it and then you forget about it and then you shoot your whole roll. But yeah, this is Yashica T and can't wait to shoot it, test it out. It's a great looking camera. And this is the Yashica T5. I will do a comparison video, a talking comparison video of just these two. I have been writing notes about what I like about this camera versus this camera and vice versa. So the Yashica T4 is a great camera. I ended up buying this on eBay for $200, I believe. It was broken, noted that it was broken, that the flash was not working on this camera. I was like, whatever, I bought it, I shot a roll through it, and it looks like the flash is a major feature on this camera, so I ended up sending it to someone to get it repaired. It cost me $150 to get it repaired and months of waiting. I think I turned it in December, got it back in March. I don't know, I guess with patience I was able to get a working Yashica T5 or T4, because it says T4 here and then T5 on front, which I don't mind at all. I think that will just keep me from selling it because people will probably try to lowball me for having it repaired and then it not adding up or matching. But it is a Frankenstein Yashica T4 that works. I did have another one at the moment, so it was not a big deal. I wasn't missing it a whole bunch because I was shooting with the other T4 that ended up selling once I got this one back. There is a video on that if you guys want to see that unboxing. But yeah, this is a great camera. I don't want to talk about too much comparing it to the Contax T2 because it's a whole video that I'm going to be doing next. This, of course, everyone knows what it is. It is the Contax T2. The Yashica cost me $350 in total, getting it repaired and all. This Contax T2, again, was at a thrift store and I paid $5 for it. Again, I'm telling everyone, get lucky and go to a thrift store, pay $5 for a point and shoot. Any of these point and shoots you'll be able to find at a thrift store. Get lucky, put a smile on your face, and have a working camera. The battery in the Contax T2 was dead, so I took it out of the Yashica and put it in here. There we go. So again, I don't want to go into the details of comparing these two, so I talked about them last. I ended up just paying $5 for this. I do enjoy this camera a lot. I love the look, the feel of it. This is plasticky, lightweight, but this is heavy duty and just kind of feels right in your hand, which is why I bought the Contax TVS, because it gave me the same feel and look to it. I shouldn't be doing that in and out. I'm sure it's freaking some people out. I had it pristine. It was a mint camera when I bought it, and I only paid $5. Again, I gotta keep saying that so people know. Go to your thrift store and you'll probably find a great camera and get lucky. I know that I'm a very lucky person for getting this camera at that price. This is right now selling for like $800. Even at the time that I found it, it was $600, $700 for it. And I'm very, very blessed to have it for $5. It works. It's a great camera. I get great results out of it. The only thing is and this is what kind of hurts me the most, is it was pristine and everything when I got it. I'm glad it didn't break, but there was one time where I dropped it from my height level, which is 6'5". I was looking through it. I ended up tripping and falling on it, which was a really big scare. I ended up scratching this all up, and the lens was perfect. Everything else was good, but it was a big scare for me, thinking that I just broke my Contax T2. This scratching right here is from the door opening and closing. I don't know if there's dust or something. It's scratching it all up in there. But yeah, these are all my cameras. I'll kind of just try to put them all back. Yeah, these are the cases for the other last cameras. Let me know if you guys have any ideas of comparisons that you would like to see. I will make a pyramid of how I see this going and how I decide on which is my favorite 35mm point and shoot and which one is the best in my opinion. Let me know. Shout out any comparisons you like to see, any questions about these cameras. I have owned them all for a couple months at least. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to your boy, hit that like button and subscribe so you can see the comparison video that you are interested in seeing. I will do a pyramid to knock down the best film camera in my list, in my bucket list, but you guys can tell me what random combos and comparisons that you're interested in seeing. Have a great day, and as always, happy shooting.